I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that for so long.
Hello, Thronely fans. Hello, the Throga channel. And hello, Johnny.
Hello, Richard. How are you today?
I am excellent. I'm very excited because we have a special guest once again. His name is Alan. He has his own YouTube channel called Alan AA. Here, let me show you a quick. He's got 542 videos. I think they're all of Dimash. So I guess he, with different, obviously, reactors around the world reacting to Dimash, shocker. So he reaches out and he, just like he reached out to us and said, hey, do you mind if I do a translation of your reaction? And of course I said yes. And so he actually does a Russian translation and actually speaks it. He doesn't just like type it out, which is super cool. And
which is amazing that anybody can do that.
It's like,
anybody can speak another language besides their own. I think
it's awesome. So I want to learn more about this. So we're going to bring Alan in. Hello, Alan.
What's up, Alan?
Guys. How are you? Hi.
We are
Hello,
excellent. So we're very excited to have you here today. I kind of want to start with maybe finding out a little bit more about you. Like, when did you start this channel? Is it, in fact, all Dimash? And how did you get into this?
So, like 10 years ago, I took piano classes. And then 6 years ago, maybe, I took guitar classes. But I ended up... I couldn't really do that, so in 2019 I started to go to vocal classes because I wanted to sing. But then, there's a singer, Russian singer called Vitas.
I've heard his... I've seen that name written a few times in comments.
So I have a question for you real quick. Did you guys hear Dimash's song called Opera 2? His performance?
No, not that one yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay, that's cool. So I heard that song, and then Dimash's song popped up. So I decided to start a YouTube channel and then do reactions. But then there weren't any other new Dimash performances. So I decided to translate other people's reactions, and that's how I started my channel.
So how many languages do you know?
So I'm Uzbek. I live in Central Asia, but I live in Kyrgyzstan, so I have to speak Kyrgyz, and I speak Russian, and I learned English, and then I can barely speak German. I was in Germany for 3 months. I worked there, so yeah.
If Johnny and I were in a country for 3 months, we would learn hi. We'd pick up a word.
And we wouldn't even say it correctly.
No. We were in Montenegro in Serbia once for a week, and I still remember dosta pivo, which means no more beer. That's the only phrase I remember.
Which is something you'd never say.
Not
so
like
the
much.
most useless thing. Should be more beer.
Yeah. It's you said Slovenia, right?
Yes.
You're Serbia.
It'd be Serbian, Montenegrin.
So...
And Croatian. I don't know how much of that overlaps.
Yeah, I think their languages all come from one language, I think. That's why piva is the same in Russian. It's beer.
Ah,
piva.
Okay. Well, good. I know a word in Russian now, too. So
yeah,
your
cool.
English is amazing. Did you study that in school initially, or?
No. Actually, to get to this point where I'm right now, I cried a lot when I was young. My father forced me to learn English.
Oh, no.
And I'm very, very grateful.
So we're grateful
for him for that.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing now is that if you translate this video, you're going to have to translate yourself back into Russian, which I think is pretty cool.
I thought about that before we started doing this interview thing, and I don't know, it'll be awkward, I think. A little bit.
If you want, we could try to translate your parts.
Yeah, we'll try. We'll take a crack at it.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna. I'll interject my voice. Pivo. It's like the one
Pivo.
word.
Okay.
I'll do that line for you. So today we are going to take on a song from the movie The Fifth Element called Diva Dance. This has been requested many times. This This movie came out, was it 97, 98? Probably.
Yeah, late 90s. Yeah, I remember you had a big thing for Mila at that point.
Yes, I had a crush on Mila, and I loved this film. Saw it several times in the theater. Then, of course, I've seen it many times since. Now it's been a few years, and I remember this song. Of course, Luc Besson, I believe, I think he was the director of the movie. I remember seeing an interview about this particular song, and the conversation between him and the opera singer that originally sang this, because she saw sheet music and she's like, this isn't actually possible, is basically what the conversation was about. And he's like, no, we're going to do, sing this, and then we'll manipulate the sound and, the pitches, the range to make it possible. The whole point is that this is supposed to be an alien. It's not supposed to be like a human voice anyway, so we can kind of stretch the surrealism as far as the vocal range goes.
Yeah, you need at least 6 elements to be able to sing that song, yeah.
This is true, and Dimash is the 6th element as far as that's concerned.
If anybody's the 6th element, it's him, yeah.
Yes. Several comments suggested multiple videos, of course, like which one to do. So Bridget organized 2 of them for us, and then Alan, you recommended a couple others even. So we'll get to as many as we can because, it's a short enough song. Alan, you must have seen this 100 times, right? Because this is a pretty common one that's been reacted to.
I think more, more than 100 times. Yeah,
at least 100.
And as always, before we get started, make sure you guys hit like and subscribe and ring the bell so you always know what we are up to.
Yes, and please check out the description below as well, where you can go to our website at throga.com/react. You can join our subscriber email list, and yes, and be sure to check out the description below as well, where you can visit our website at throga.com/react, where you can actually join one of our reaction videos like Alan is today. You could pick any song from any artist. We do that once a month. Check out those contests and get our updates. You can also take a free vocal assessment to learn more about your voice with the 7 dimensions of singing. Of course, we're going to be checking out the 6th, 7th, and 8th dimension today with Dimash. And also, you can learn more about singing and songwriting lessons with myself and Johnny. All right, here is video number 1. This is Confessa and the Diva Dance. So is this 2 songs connected or totally unrelated?
Confessa is, I think, Adriano Celentano's song.
Okay.
来吧，拆穿吧我的爱，来吧，不怕我，给我个痛快，来吧，有遗憾就遗憾，来吧，牵手吧，往常都散发，就算等过后都会擦呀，就算这风一吹都要散呀，我是少忘的一点回呀，别假装后退。Ma perché tu sei un'altra donna? Ma perché tu non sei più tu? Che mai fate del nostro bene? È diventato un freddo brivido le risate delle nostre cene. Scendo ormai irrecuperabili, io non sono più il tuo pensiero, non sono più il tuo amore vero, sono il dolce confondo amaro che non mangi più. Ma perché?
I just want to say that the last video that we watched, which was... Wait, what was the last one we saw? Oh, it was the
4 Dimashes.
the 4 Dimashes.
I was actually at this concert,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I watched it live. It was surreal.
You were at that one that we're talking about?
Yeah, I was.
The hologram one?
It was my first time ever in the concert,
wow.
And it was Dimash's concert.
Were you as confused as we were live? What was happening?
You could probably make out the hologram a little bit more live.
No, what happened is, so some Dimashes started to pop up from right to left, and we were like, what is happening? What is happening?
Okay.
And then he started to sing in different voices, and then we figured it out.
Well, at least
Yeah,
it wasn't just us then. So,
Yeah.
that was amazing. What I wanted to point out was, though, he was singing in the same range of notes in that song as he is here at the beginning, and completely different style. He's not singing this with a classical style. There's a little bit of an aria kind of feel to it, but it's definitely more pop influenced. Just the textures that he's using with the vocal fry, kind of underwhelming the vocal folds. That's like this sound right here, kind of interject. That's more of like a Western pop influence. And you can hear it here. It's very dramatized, but it's almost a little more like a modern music theater versus like a classical style, even it's the same range as notes.
Yeah,
and
even
never,
in the oh, go
he
ahead.
never mistakes like going back and forth. It's like he's decidedly singing it in this way. So it's never like a default mode. It's based on how he wants to present that song. So I always find that really interesting. Very skilled.
Yeah, and this is probably the most contained you're gonna ever find him as far as the range wise. You know, there's a
yeah, just staying
you know,
in that.
like a 5-6 note range.
Yeah, it's not. He was say it wasn't even an octave span here.
Tu sei un'altra donna, ma perché tu non sei più tu, ma perché donna ha detto prima chi non ama non sarà amato mai. Quando viene la sera e il ricordo pian piano scompare, le tristezze nel cuore a pianotro più grande del mare, più grande del mare. Questa un'altra donna, ma perché tu non sei più tu?
Oh man.
Chi non ama non sarà amato mai.
Whenever an artist does this, you know.
It's coming.
So I'm sure you do that on stage all the time, Johnny, right? It's just kind of, and it's. I mean, I know why, but like, can you explain like why you would do that?
Yeah, so I do that on stage and in the studio, and that's so the reason I do that. I mean, most people have in-ears now, and I think for non-musicians, they would think that, oh, you can hear everything now, but it's like it's a different kind of hearing. It's sort of, there's a synthetic quality to it, and you're missing like a natural resonance that you get from, you know, the room sound, just the normal like just the sound bouncing
Just
off the walls and the
the
acoustic
reverberation and everything. Yeah.
yeah, the acoustic environment you're in. So, I mean, I like that resonance, you know, just like that feeling, and yeah, it helps me hear, and it helps me just like kind of gauge where I'm at dynamically, and even
And I
pitch
think-
wise too.
Yeah, and I think primarily it's for pitch. I think a lot of singers are like, okay, I want to make sure I'm matching my notes
Mhm.
with the music at hand and everything like that, because you can hear the environment space of frequencies very differently than what's just driven. Because if you very often what's in the in-ears, and obviously it depends on how good the mixer is and everything too, and based on just what you like, if you're only hearing yourself coming in, you lose some of that relativity. Now I know Dimash has perfect pitch, Johnny, you have perfect pitch. You know what note you're singing at all times, but it's still, I think, like you said, it's kind of a dynamic thing mixed in with it as well, right? Like to kind of know
Mhm.
what
It's just
tonal
it's-
sound you want with it.
Yeah, it's just misleading. It's you know, there's only so much sound that can be contained in these tiny little earbuds.
Right.
So you're missing a whole like spectrum of frequency that helps just gauge, you know, everything.
I think there's an emotional connection too. Like obviously he was setting up a very emotional part And
Mhm.
so it's just like you want to be present in that space with your audience. And this, like you said, is very capsulating and
Yeah,
deceiving
and
dynamically.
it can sound a certain way in your headphones, and then when you listen like back, it's like, oh, that was flatter than I thought it was. So it's not necessarily like super accurate. It is, but it's not. If
Right.
that makes any sense.
No, it does.
Also,
It does.
when he's about to do some crazy stuff like high mix or something, high notes, usually he takes off his one earpiece. You say that right?
Hmm.
Yeah, but when almost every time when he sings slow, soft notes, he always have both of them in. That's
And
what
that's
I
probably
noticed.
environmentally because it might be hard to hear himself
Sure.
over the stage noise, depending if there's monitors there or how close the other musicians are as well.
Yeah. Even when we talk on this channel, I like to take one out sometimes because it's just a different sound.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going here.
Yep. I don't know if we've heard him rock out like this. Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's a little different.
So yeah,
Oh,
that's a
that
pretty
was so
difficult
much
thing
fun.
to be that precise and that staccato on those high notes is tough.
Yes, and he modified a little bit too because I mean, like I said, I know this. I haven't heard the song in a long time, but I remember there's like a little run that he like stayed on the high note there, so it's a little bit different. That staccato attacks. So I'm curious to hear another version of this. See if he mixes it up. I'm assuming he does a little bit, but yeah, the intonation jumping progressive sequence.
Yeah, it's a descending chromatic, so it's down half steps. Dum, bum, bum, ba-da, bum. Starts in the F sharp.
But then
F.
to jump down on the, I don't know where he went there. We'll listen again on the next video. But there's at least a 2-octave jump a couple of times there, and it's so precise, which is always the most incredible thing when anybody does it. And he just, of course, he does it with that consistent tone, chest voice,
Yeah.
head voice, falsetto. It's like, no, that's still him as he moves through.
Yeah, he does that with no like relative leading tone either. He'll be like in this one key and then go to a completely unrelated key and just
Yes.
nail that note, just with no
Yes.
guidance.
All right, so this is the Bestow concert 2017. Where is this?
I think it's in his home country,
Oh,
Kazakhstan.
okay.
Yeah, it was. He made a whole concert. I think 3 or 4 months later after he became popular in China.
Okay. So is that where he initially kind of took off? Is it China? Is that where?
Yeah, and you know it's a bit of a shame because he performed a lot of songs before he was famous in Kazakhstan, in Russia, but he didn't get popularity. But then he went to China as a guest, and then he blew off, or no, took off. Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of clicked with that audience at that time, and then it crossed back. All right, so let's check out this version here.
Right.
концертін өтіп жатырмын ағайын шамалы болса да
So a lot's changed for him since that last video.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh man.
So real quick, what is that split that's happening? He's going from where to where?
Do that one more time.
Yeah, let me play that again.
So
And then he
that's
goes
F.
to
One of them, it's definitely E6, I believe, because I translated it so many times. Everybody says
So the-
E6, E6.
The high note is an F,
Oh,
that's an F6 then.
F6, and then he goes down to a B flat, and that would be B flat 2.
So that is that's 3.5 octaves exactly right there then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a quick, accurate jump. And the intensity that he's on that F there it's equally as, I want to say sharp, not because he's off key, but like intense. Like there's an intensity in the frequency range that's there that's equally present all the way down into that what is it, B flat 2? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So, and going back to what year was this? Do we know?
It's 2017.
This is 2017.
Yeah.
What was the first one?
it's the same year.
Oh,
was
it's the
it?
same year. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one sounds smoother. It's like he's perfected it even that much more or something. Yeah.
I think when he went to China, he was a guest there, so it was a competition. So I think he had a lot of stress. But here it's his own concert, so he's like open minded and something like
Yeah,
that.
I guess because I consider him superhuman, like the idea of him being nervous, like just doesn't even equate in my mind. So,
But yeah, that's going to influence your voice, obviously, how you're feeling and everything too. So
yeah, this is great.
that time he did it. Hold on, let's hear it again.
Let me hear that run.
That's so cool. I remember that from the original track. That's what I was like waiting for. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just
It's so slick. Okay, this
it's so good.
this is a higher key. Okay,
Oh, is it?
yeah, the last one he was done, I think. So that's a G. I think it's a
So
full
maybe
step
that's
up.
where that E6 came from initially, and he
Possibly.
went up.
Yeah, but that would be a full step though. I think.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
I don't remember the last one.
Guys, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So like 5 seconds, if you go 5 seconds back, he is walking and doing those staccato notes. Like how trained you should be to be able to do that? How
Pretty
skilled you
trained.
should be.
Yes.
Like, is it even possible? Like when I walk, my voice shakes. If
Yeah, I mean,
if I try
it's
to maintain
it's
a note.
it's become more and more common of expectation, especially at more the elite level, like the musical theater singers. I mean, they have to have a lot of choreography and actually full on dance while doing some crazy vocalness, if you will. Typically not, up there. It's such a delicate place to be because the vocal folds are so thin, having to vibrate at these incredible speeds. For example, here I'm gonna take you off screen real quick. This is A440. Meaning the vocal folds are vibrating at 440 cycles per second, the same speed like the string of a guitar or a string of a piano would be vibrating. So when you sing in tune with another instrument, you're actually matching the literal speed of vibration with your vocal folds. So that's 440. This is 880. This is 1160. So this is a little bit under that. So the folds are moving at such intense speeds on this F6, a little movement, like you're saying, just even walking, like kind of like jarring the spine, just a little bit, can throw that frequency off, because as soon as the air pressure changes against the folds, it's hard to maintain that. So it's definitely a skill, and you have to have fantastic cardiovascular skills. In other words, your ability to manage your heart rate and how much oxygen you use, but also to regulate the airflow as you're moving and not mess up that speed of vibration. It's incredibly difficult to do, but it is a standard for most performers on an elite level, just an octave under. he just adds an octave to the same principle. Yeah.
Wow.
Just throw us an extra note. Ah. All right, I'm going to keep going here. Alan, you sent this one. What's different about this video?
So here he performs with a Chinese singer, and this in this performance they performed 2 different songs, and the diva dance will be at the end.
Okay.
And also I suggest you to cover up this video really, really good so it won't get blocked.
Oh, this one gets
Just my
blocked a lot.
experience.
The other song, wait, what's the other singer's name? Looks like, is it
Liu Gang, I think.
Liu Gang? And the song is New Drunken Concubine? That's okay.
有请李玉刚、李玛熙
It's an
演绎
interesting
《
one.
一带一路》上的燃情共鸣。
那一年的雪花掉落，梅花开着头。那一年的花径却旁留下太多愁。不要说谁是谁非，感情催退。这
So he's singing in Chinese right now?
一起在摧毁。
听着蝉云扫过，是你给我的礼物。一场一起翻轮回，为你歌舞。千门关是你对我深深的思念。马嵬坡下，愿为真爱魂断红颜。
Cool voice.
Plus a little bounce to it. Oh my god.
Hold on. Oh, I didn't back it up enough.
为
Hold
真
on.
爱魂断红颜。
So there he's using the false folds. So that's the da-na-da. So you got your true set of vocal folds that you use to vibrate and create the frequencies, the pitches we were just talking about. Just above them are the false folds, and they are aimed down a little bit in the larynx. So as air pressure goes underneath them, they have like a bigger flat movement. That's what we use as a pressure relief valve. So when we go to like lift something heavy or hold our breath, that kind of locks the airway, that stabilizes our thoracic cavity. So he's using that loosely as the air comes between them, creating that sound. But he still
Scary.
makes it sound cool. It's not just scary. He like gives it like this, like a almost like a, it's like a pitched version of it. You know, it's like still fits with the just the environment of the music in such a cool way.
I'm still a little scared though. Just a little bit.
Oh, that's a cool tone.
Wow.
Nice.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that for so long.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yes, yes.
That's another one of those instances. If we didn't know who that was, we'd be like, oh, is the sound off? I mean,
Yeah, like something's broken.
some sort of technical issue.
That's not
Wow,
possible.
that's like beyond whistle register, right? I mean, I know it's
No, it's still whistle. But it's
it just sounds higher somehow.
okay. Well, where is he? I mean, let's.
So that's sharp. I don't know if it's.
Where's
The
he
last F sharp.
Yeah, it's yeah. He's got just a little bit of a bend into it. You can hear kind of like just a slight curve, so it's like that F to F sharp right there. It's just so unnecessarily cool.
How? Is that even possible?
It just shifts right into that. This is incredible. It's a really interesting choices going on, and the other singer, Lee, is his name. Lee. I mean, he's making
Another
like
fantastic voice.
This, so unique, but he's making
Yeah.
like these cool, almost atmospheric sounds. He's just kind of like adding to the soundscape, you know, as Dimash is kind of going otherworldly yet again. So it's a really interesting play off of each other. Very unexpected tones all the way around.
Someone said in the comments, I remember reading it, the way Lee is singing it's some kind of a Chinese traditional singing. So yeah,
Ah, okay. I mean, it was
that's
obviously
all I know.
it was obviously very skilled and purposeful. It was just such a cool dynamic. Oh, there's the other thing I was gonna say too. So he was up there, and when he dropped down to that build up, that was the F sharp here. So that was F sharp 2. So it's just a 5 octave back to back breaths.
Wow.
Ah. Just going back to the song that it started with.
I don't think so.
Oh, he's incredible.
Were those the same notes at the end?
Let me hear it one more time. So it's a harmony.
Yeah. Because there's a coming down, I think that Dimash is doing.
Yeah, it goes to a G
It's
sharp,
a
and
lot
then the other
easier to
one.
whistle to mimic his
I
falsetto
know.
than it is to try his falsetto.
God, they're both. I mean,
I'm very curious. So any of our viewers here, if you have a suggestion for another song from Lee, I'd like to kind of hear him in his own space. I'm really curious about that voice.
the
Super
Chinese
cool.
scale too. Just like, man,
it's foreign to us, so it always feels we label
Like
it as
the little
exotic.
bumps, yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah. Real quick, I know we only have a few more minutes here. Alan sent us one more video to watch. This is just a minute long. This is a fan cam.
Yes.
So where and when is this?
I have no clue. I think it's, I believe it's in China. Yeah, I believe it's in China, but there's no like official information, you know. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a bonus video. Here we go. It's that live sound. It's great. Every time. Hey. There's no good place to stop here, but I have to hear it again. It's just, even though I thought maybe, because you looked excited to share this, I'm thinking there's probably another whistle, but you still don't like see it coming because it's so effortlessly placed.
God, even if that was the only thing that he could do, he would have a whole career. Like just
Right?
that one thing. And that's one of thousands of...
That's sharper than you. He's so good. But again, even if he didn't have, you're saying like if he did that one thing, like that's a career worth. Without it, he doesn't need it either. It's just one of, obviously it's flashy and it's impressive and it's a wow factor and we drool over it every time we hear it, but it's just one thing that he does. It's like he doesn't need that to still execute fully in every other way. It's
unbelievable.
monster.
So my question is, so that second video we watched, the second version of it, that was, I guess, a half step up. So that was one half step up. And then the last two were back to the beginning one. And I'm wondering if he did that, because he didn't do the whistle in the second video.
Possibly.
So maybe, is it possible that we found the limit of his...
No, because he went to D8.
That's...
Remember, he went off the piano before.
Oh.
There is no limit.
God, who is
He
this
sings it
person?
in the key he wants because it's just the key he's feeling.
Oh my God.
Crazy.
You should definitely see him live.
Oh,
That's...
I can't imagine
when
that
you
feeling.
When you watch him on YouTube, it's like one thing. Yeah, cool, he does this and that stuff. But when you go actually to the concert and hear him doing these things, you're just gonna go, what? This cannot be real.
Yeah.
I had tears in my eyes when I first heard him do that.
Yeah, and I think
it.
that goes back to what we were talking about with the headphone thing. It's like, and what you were saying about vibration. It's a vibration. So it's like when you have these in, it cuts out a lot of this physical thing that's happening. And yeah, when you're in the same room, it's just like, it just envelops you and like sort of enters your soul.
Yeah. It's
Anyway,
a great way
man.
to put it. It's a great way to put it.
Next year in April, he will do a concert in Hungary. Yeah.
Is that so? That's relatively close to you then, right? At that point? No, it's not. Not really.
No, I think it's still far.
Yeah. It's closer than us.
Yes.
Well, definitely yes.
Well, Alan, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate
Yeah.
you giving us some new videos to watch, giving us some extra info. This was super cool. And thank you for taking the time to do what you do. Obviously, we appreciate you translating our own videos, but just your devotion to Dimash and his music and everything is just awesome.
And I must say, I like your vibe. You got good vibes.
Yes.
Like I feel like we should hang out sometime. You're just like you're just a cool guy.
I would love to do that. I would love to do
Yes.
that. Yes.
Let's-
All right.
As you guys say in the USA, I'm down, right? I'm down.
Yes.
For that.
Let's.
And thank you guys for having me.
Of
and thank
course.
you for your kind words. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're very welcome.
pleasure.
And of course, we will have your link to your channel in the description below, so be sure to check that out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll keep you updated with more translations from Alan as well. And of course, we're coming back to watch more Dimash. We have a few significant requests. I think Sinful Passion is one that's been mentioned 1,000 times. Olympico.
Hmm.
And I think those are the top two right now. So I think those will probably be the next two. But of course, we're not going anywhere. We are happy to check out lots of more videos. So keep those comments and those requests coming, and we'll get to as many as we can.
All right.
Thanks for joining, everybody.